to the Jizzy. It's Money Monday. Okay, let me tell y'all. Because I just knew that I was going to make it at noon. I was really trying to do this at noon. And I will tell you all this. For those of you who do not know Aurorah Dey personally, if you get me to leave my home after I have gone to the gym and before 11 a.m., you better be on fire. There has got to be a real reason why I am leaving this house when I have things to do. Well, hold up now. For those of you all who don't know who I am in Facebook land, I am Aurorah Dey. And this is the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, the female edition. It is Monday, Money Monday, and this is our accountability call. Now, normally we are here at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but today it was a go with the flow because, and this is what we're going to talk about today, these doggone partnerships, okay? Get a client, started calling me at 6 o'clock this morning. Now, I'm already at the gym. So I'm hearing the phone, but I'm thinking, okay, these are emails. They're not telephone calls. These are other things. And I'm in body pump because, I'm trying to bring sexy back, all right? And the phone is going. So after the class, I'm looking and I'm like, what is really going on? There must be a real emergency. So this gentleman, and all of you know I work, people who desire to be private. So one day he's going to give this testimony. And I told him that at the bank this morning, that you're going to give this testimony because this is real, okay? He says, me and this other gentleman have been in partnership to do this restaurant. And I went there yesterday with a crew. We're supposed to be testing the stoves, testing the ovens, and preparing meals. We're doing this testing, and I could not get in. None of us could get in. And y'all know that's one of my little furry friends, and I think, yes, that was King David today. He couldn't get in. And so he's calling the partner. The partner's not answering the phone. So now he has to call the emergency number. Hey, Wajette, you got to hear this, girl. Because I don't know if this is a retrograde thing happening to these people or what. He's calling the emergency number, okay? And it's the maintenance number. He's saying, listen, I cannot get in. I have a whole crew of people. I've got chefs here. We've got food. We've got to get in. And they're saying to him, okay, well, we'll come right down, The maintenance people came down only to find that they didn't even, they didn't even have a key to get in. So now this is a problem because, when you lease somebody else's space, the landlord, they always want you to, they want to have a key as well. So you would have a key and they would have a key. They have access to, the space that they are leasing or renting to you, right? So now the maintenance gets down there and they waited for about 30 minutes, before the maintenance arrived. They were all sitting out there. He's still trying to reach the partner. The partner's not answering the phone. Okay. So the maintenance can't get in. Now they're calling whoever they have to call. They get somebody out there to take the locks off because they're like, what is really happening here? So when they get inside, the man is saying, he started feeling, away. He was like, I don't know what's really happening here, About 45 minutes in, as they're preparing food and all this, he still couldn't get the partner on the phone. The partner shows up with his wife. And the guy was stunned that they were in there. Now, the building people are still there because they're trying to figure out what the heaven has happened, okay? So the partner says, well, we changed the locks because my wife and I decided that it just is not a good business deal for us and we really want you out and all this. So now the man is standing there stunned into a new life and he's saying, okay, how do you feel that you want me out when, number one, it's my money that has secured this place. It's my money who has gotten all of the equipment in here. It's like, I don't even know what you brought to the table. Some form of, wow, yes, some form of expertise that has yet to manifest itself. Like, how do you feel that you're in the right at this moment to say you want me out? Yes, my wife and I talked about it, and okay, so why are you here? And what gave you the right to change the locks? Now, the maintenance guy is tripping out now. Hey, Jennifer, the maintenance guy is tripping out. He's saying, well, first of all, you didn't have the permission to change the locks, but I'm glad that I was here to witness you say that it was you who changed this locks, because this fee that good afternoon, girl. Oh, it's still morning for me. No, it's afternoon for me. Good, look, it's Monday. The maintenance guy said, I'm glad to see that you just admitted this, because the $190 fee to change all these locks that we just incurred today, I'm going to give you this bill right now. So it became, this big thing. So now the maintenance guy calls the owner of the building, because now it's that time of the morning. It's going on 9 o'clock. I'm on the phone for a majority of this, and I'm listening to this, right? So the man says, okay, I want everything to stop, because clearly there's a problem here. So the property manager guy comes down and he says, okay, let's come to some type of amicable agreement, because we don't want anyone getting hurt on the premises. We don't want any fighting. We don't want any of these things to occur. How can we work this out today, seeing as the lease is in both of your names, and you're saying that you want this person out? Well, see, that cannot happen, because now you have signed a 5-year lease. And this is how a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck. You get stuck because you go to these commercial real estate people and you say you want to start this business. They try to get you in either 5, and some of them try to take you to 10 years, okay? Because they know that 9 times out of 10, you will not survive. And they have one up on you. They will garnish your wages. If you get a job, if you do anything else, they can ask a judge for a judgment. Come take your cash register, take whatever personal assets you have, because you breached the contract of the lease. These are the traps, okay? So now it comes to my attention that these people have signed a 5-year lease, okay? Not only that, exactly, that's right, Jennifer. Not only that, here's the other mistake. The homeboy is worried to death now, because he is a signer on the business bank account along with this other kook. And the other kook has a debit card to the account. And he's saying, Aurorah, what am I going to do? Can you come down here? Can you mediate? Can you act as a witness? What do we need to do? So now I have to find a notary, because I said, okay, no, this is real. This is real. I got to get a notary. I got to get down there, and we got to fix this situation. So I get this mobile notary. The guy is really appalled. He said, oh, I see this happen hush, King David. I see this happen all the time. So we're there, and I say to the kook, I said, listen, there has to be a way that you will agree to come off of the bank account. Let's deal with that first, because this is really the primary issue. Because if you're doing this, then your next move is to go to that bank and take the money, which does not belong to you. Okay, it was a bad move. So he was sitting up there whispering, him and his wife, and whispering like they had authority over this man's money. But guess what? They do, because this man gave it to them. He went to the bank. He sat in the bank. They signed a signature card together, okay? Now, I explained to both parties that we need to go to the bank together, because if we don't go together, they're going to be asking for all kind of paperwork to remove you. They were acting like they did not want to go. Shiesty people, okay? They didn't want to go. So the property manager said, listen, what do I have to do to serve as a witness? Because I'm here today. These people have touched my locks, okay? And somebody's going to pay this $190, okay? So they all agree, okay, we're going to go to the bank. Now, I don't know if you all know this, but nowadays, if you want to speak to a representative, you just can't walk in and wait. You have to have an appointment. So I told him, I said, well, we just can't go there. Let's go ahead and make a phone call. I have some connections, and let's see who can see us, at this time. So 45 minutes later, we're able to go and see this representative. We get to the bank. The dude and the wife act like they didn't want to get out the automobile. So we're all standing there like this, like, no, we got to deal with this. Like, this is crazy, right? So they finally come into the bank, and now they start having this argument, and the bank representative is saying, listen, just tell me who to remove, because I clearly see that there is a problem here, and let's change your card, you know, whatever we need to do, let's change that right now. So we were able to get them off of the account. We were able to get him a new card. Now, here's the real kicker. The man says to you, all are not going to believe who just called. Okay? So, the guy says, look at this. Look at all. Well, Jet, is this Mercury happening? The guy says, I had a feeling that this was not going to go well. But we had already signed the lease, and I didn't know what to do. But I had a feeling that this was just not going to work out. So I said, you mean to tell me that you knew that this man was shiesty? He said, I really, because he kept telling me that he was going to train the cooks. He kept telling me he had somebody who was going to train the wait staff. He said he was bringing all of this to the table, and all I had to do was bring, you know, the chefs, because he's a cook. He's actually a sous chef, and he was bringing a team of chefs and whoever the heaven else and some other things, and he had the connection to the liquor license. And you all know that you just can't come out here and get a liquor license. You have to partner with someone who had, yes, it is. You have to partner with someone who has already had a liquor license for a period of time. So this is what he was coming to. He came to the table with money. He came to the table with a whole crew of chefs, things like that, and the connection to the liquor that needs to be sold in the restaurant. The other guy really came with nothing. He came with nothing. So I said to him, were you not thinking? What were you thinking about? What was happening here? And he said, well, I really believed that this person was going to do what he said he was going to do, but I began to think that he wasn't when his wife started showing up to all of our meetings, when his wife started doing more talking. And he said, I asked him, you know, what is your wife your partner? Like, are you partners? Like, what's going on? Oh, she just likes to be involved in everything that we do and all this stuff, you know. So I said, this is such a teachable moment, because this is what happens to a lot of entrepreneurs. You have got to work with people who think for themselves, okay? This man that I met today had his wife all in his ear. He couldn't even make a decision. And I said to him, I said, well, where do you have your training manuals? Like, how did you feel you were going to run this restaurant without this man? And he said, well, my wife said she knew somebody who was going to get some chefs. And oh, really? Like, it was the most retarded situation. And I probably shouldn't use that word. Forgive me. It was the most insane, unorthodox situation I have ever witnessed. So we did the mediation, okay? And I signed as a witness to the mediation as to what is going to happen. But here is the problem. There is a 5-year lease hanging in the balance. Someone has got to fulfill that lease, or someone is being sued for breach of contract. It is not a joke. It is very costly. Okay, so I want you to hold yourself accountable today for partnering with people who, number one, think for themselves. Number two, you have got to know, like you know, that this person actually does have the expertise, the knowledge, the savvy, the integrity to work with you. Okay, and you cannot be the one bringing all the money. I keep telling you about skin in the game. Okay, you can't utilize all of your resources, and then the other person is just sitting there about to use you, because believe you me, the next move was going to be going to that bank. I'm surprised that they hadn't done it already. So this afternoon, we have another appointment, because this man, here's the other thing. This is Money Monday. Hello. Why did this man have over $700,000 in this account? Ridiculous. I said, why would you have that much money in this account? And he said, well, I was prepared for payroll, all these things. But the reality is you aren't going to be able to do all of that via one account. You've got to have several accounts set up. Like the whole thing just made no sense whatsoever. So this afternoon, what we're going to try to do is work it out to whereas this other gentleman is taken off of the lease. Now that we have had the witness of the property management, I have been a witness to the mediation via notary and all of that stuff. We're going to get this gentleman off of the lease. We're going to get a new lease, and hopefully it will not be a 5-year lease. And this is another reason why you don't need to go it alone when you do these things, because you don't need a 5-year lease. Okay, you need time to work this out. And at any time, and this is the other thing that I told him, I said, do you not know that any time during this lease, the property management can go up? They can say, well, you know what? We need to make an amendment to the lease. And you know why they do that? Because they have had now they have had the time to watch you. And I had this happen to me. They have now had the time to count your money. They are watching how many people come in there Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, okay? And they're now saying, well, this person is now making a lot more money. Yes, I do think it's time for us to go up on the rent. It's slick. Business is war. And this is one thing that people really need to understand. These people are not out here to be nice to you. They will take advantage of you whenever they can. You have got to secure yourself. You've got to protect yourself. You've got to protect your family. You've got to protect your assets, okay? It's not a joke. So today, please hold yourself accountable for getting with people who, number one, you have a common ground with, okay? This is something that we're doing together. Why? Because maybe I'm coming with 50%, you're coming with 50%, maybe I'm coming with 70%, okay? Maybe you're coming with 40%, okay? 30%, whatever it is. You have got to work those numbers, and it has to be something fair, has to be something amicable and profitable for both parties, all right? So that's what I have been doing all morning, trying to resolve this situation. And now that I see, how this individual has got all this money in this account, the first move we're going to make is we're setting up a trust at Chase Bank this afternoon. Okay, because that's the fastest thing that we can whip up. And then, of course, we're going to organize another limited liability company, for him to start, his wealth cycle. Because one thing you don't want to do, you don't want other people on the signature card to your bank accounts that you do not know. Okay, and you have to be so mindful when this gentleman that I'm representing is not a married person. The kook is a married person. Okay. You have to know that whenever you deal with couples, they're together. Okay, this is together. And he did not present the wife from the very beginning. So when, like the gentleman is saying, when the wife came in with all the confusion, that's when everything went downhill. So you have to be very, very careful as to what it is that you're doing. Here's the other thing that I was really going to talk about today, because I keep getting these calls talking about, oh, I see Bitcoin is having problems. Can I just share this, please, Lord, please? Bitcoin is not having a problem, okay? Now, I have shared this. I started with Bitcoin when it was between $5 and $7. It's $9,000 and some change right now. Do you think that Bitcoin has a problem? No, okay? I don't know why it went up to $18,000, okay? I didn't cash out at $18,000. I'm still holding, okay? But I'm still winning, because if I got coins at $5 and I got coins at $7, you have to know that I'm all right at 9,000 whatever the heaven dollars it is right now, okay? And who's doing XRP? Anybody, whoever's watching this video in Facebook land or on YouTube, I want somebody to talk to me about XRP, because CoinDesk is really repping it. And I don't have any XRP, but I'm really curious about it. I'm going to do the research on it, all right? So, for those of you all who want all of this juicy, Multi-millionaire secret strategies. You come on over to millionairesecretstrategies.club and we got something for you. You can find me at AurorahDayConsulting.com, Aurorah Dey Consulting on Facebook, and right here at the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, the female edition. Now listen, if you are a female and you have not joined us over here at the female edition, the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, you come on over here and make that happen today. If you are watching this on YouTube and you haven't come over to Facebook and joined us, make that happen today. Tomorrow, I will be here at 10 a.m. Until then, ta-ta.